has been few days since OnePlus bombed the market with its budget-based OnePlus 6, and from what we tested, the phone deserves every. As usual, OnePlus has done their best work for their new generation of OnePlus 6, from the coating of glossy mirror black to blazingly fast rear finger. So OnePlus 6 is available in two variants. The one with 6GB RAM and 64GB storage costs 34,999, and one with 8GB RAM and 128 gigs of storage costs 39,999. Or if we talk about US dollars, it's $499 and $749. So starting with build quality, let's dive into review. First thing, this phone is absolutely amazing. As the OnePlus suggests, it's glass on glass design. Front is glass, back is glass, as you can see in my mirror black version. But since it is glass, I suggest you put on some back covers to protect it from falling, or rather protect it from breaking. Fortunately, OnePlus provides some back covers such as transparent cover that will be available in the box, so it will be good to go. So talking about an overall design, it is not something completely different. We have seen it before, we have seen it everywhere. The rear fingerprint sensor, the rear mounted dual camera, the glass back, So in short, in terms of design, OnePlus has just picked the general trends and put it in their phone. But here's the thing, OnePlus when makes a thing, it's quite sturdy. It has very tactile feel to its buttons and is very. So in terms of button placement, you have your usual power button on the right, volume rocker on the left side, and volume rockers, here's the thing, it is a little down than the normal we are accustomed to. It is due to the bigger size of the phone. And also the clicking of the button is very tactile. You can feel a little depression when clicking on it. And like all other OnePlus devices, you have your volume mode changer, so you can easily shift it from mute to vibrate with just a press of a. At the back you have your dual camera setup. Underneath it is a fingerprint sensor, and underneath that is a OnePlus logo. Below you will find design by OnePlus. You have NFC, and at the bottom you have USB Type-C port along with speaker and a 3.5mm jack. A problem that I faced with the speaker is that while playing game, my finger kept covering the speaker, so it blocked the sound. I think the placement could have been better if it would have been along the power button. Also remember that OnePlus 6 does not support expandable storage, so you cannot use memory card for your extra things. But if you're using 128 gigs of storage, so I doubt that it will run out. Another thing is that any IP ratings have not been given to OnePlus 6. So without testing, it can't be said whether you can use it with a little splash of water or not. But for the moment, just keep it up. Now for some people, another deal breaker can be the lack of wireless charging. Though it has glass back, OnePlus 6 does not support wireless charging, which is kind of a downfall, since OnePlus 6 could have easily given us that option. So now let's move on to battery. The OnePlus 6 has 3300 mAh of battery, which gives really great screen on time, which is about 5 to 6 hours. This is due to the perfect optimization of Oxygen OS along with Snapdragon 845, which is very battery efficient, and that too coupled with 1080p AMOLED screen that ensures that no useless pixel will be turned on during your usage. Another thing is that OnePlus 6 supports dash charge, which means that it can easily charge your device from 0 to 100 in very short hours. Also, when you plug in a device, it gives a really good animation. So all in all, maybe wireless charging is a deal breaker for some, but usually people are accustomed to putting in their USB cables to charge it fast. So I think we can spare that luxury for a later time and give. So now let's talk about display. OnePlus 6 comes with 1080p AMOLED panel display with 6.3. So as usual, OnePlus 6 has stuck with 1080p panel, which means the resolution is 2280 by 1080p, which gives a great performance in battery life. But as compared to other major flagships such as S8 or S9, they comes with Quad HD displays. So the display of OnePlus 6 is great, but not that great. So to compensate for that, OnePlus 6 comes with various display modes that you can set according to your surroundings or according to your need. And now since it is standard in the industry, OnePlus 6 also comes with ambient display. And since we are talking about standard in the industry, you have their holy notch up sitting on top of your apps. Though some apps are accustomed to it, some apps such as WhatsApp is not built to go through it. As you can see, the names are hidden, or the names are rather not optimized to some. But since we're talking about OnePlus, there also is a workaround for this. You can give permission to apps to adjust the notch. It can get a black line like a standard. OnePlus also supports various off-screen gestures to wake up, or writing O to turn on torch, or writing V to turn on camera. Another cool feature that was introduced in OnePlus 5T is the new face unlock, and it has been keep getting better and better with new iterations. This new iteration or version of face lock is not as fast as its fingerprint sensor, but it is no less than that in comparison. Also, at time of night, if you are opening your phone in the darkest room, it will turn on or light up the screen to give brightness to your face, so it can easily recognize you. Although it can also weaken your eyes due to high brightness. Also, just like in Samsung, OnePlus 6 now have a gaming mode. What gaming mode does is that it concentrates all your resources on the game you are playing, which means that you can play smoothless and really fluent games easily. And due to AMOLED display, the game looks really bright and really high contrasting. And the addition of gaming mode is just a cherry on top of this massive beast device and the really enjoyment that I get from gaming on this device. So it can be said that it is an unknown but a welcome addition. So now let's move on to one of the major components of OnePlus 6, that is its Oxygen OS operating system, which resembles to stock, and it really helps. With fluent performance while switching apps, this Oxygen OS is really highly optimized by OnePlus. And it also makes sure that the user gets best of performance and all the resources that are available. Currently, OnePlus 6 runs with Oxygen OS skin on top of Android 8.0 Oreo or 8.1 Oreo after the update. There is also the Beta P update that you can install, but it's not really stable. One interesting feature is that if you connect to multiple audio outputs, you can select it from the notification bar. So if you're listening music and want to share the music with your friends without the hassle of disconnecting it, you can easily switch it from notification. And on the left we have the OnePlus Shelf, which acts like a substitute for Google Now. The OnePlus Shelf shows you the really recent apps that you used or highly frequent apps along with your frequent contacts and weather information. So it really is a nice thing to check out for once in a while. OnePlus 6 also supports app locking and an iPhone-like gesture functionality. So you can swipe from down to up for your recent apps or for going home, or you can press and hold for your recent apps and switching between them. So now let's move on to the trend of the century, the dual camera setup. And the primary camera of OnePlus 6 is 16 megapixel camera with f1.7 aperture, and it takes absolutely gorgeous photos. My time with it has been really amazing, and it has not given me any chance of disappointment. Whether it be day night or night time, the clouds, the saturation, everything on OnePlus 6 camera is absolutely amazing, and it captures it with absolute smooth. The color reproduction of the camera are really amazing. So talking about the second camera, it is a 20 megapixel camera, and though the first one has optical image stabilization, the second one is just a standard camera with 20 megapixel sensor. So it is not that great, and basically it is used for enabling that. So in all, I have to say that though it is not a super close camera like S9 with dual aperture, but it's a really great thing in its price. And so OnePlus 6 is an overall phone for budget beast, and you should definitely take it. So guys, this has been my review of OnePlus 6, and if you like it, please do subscribe it and share it. And again, thanks for watching.